there's about 3 inches of space between the keyboard and my PC. And what I have to say to that is 3 inches actually a lot, guys? This episode of Pimp My Setup is sponsored by bobkeys.com. You can get 25% off a Windows 10 Pro OEM key right now by using the code SWA25. Check this out. Simply press buy now, type in the promotion code SWA25, hit apply, and your total becomes $14.62 for an OEM Windows 10 Pro key. Now just use the provided key to activate your Windows, and just like that, you're all set. Click the link in the description to get your key today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pimp My Setup. This is episode 1, The Resurrection. We are back. We are better than ever. And today, by the way, I'm at Philie. I'm joined by Mike Panetta. He's been on many times in the past. And you know what? I'm thankful he's back for the first episode. It's a special one. You can check him out on YouTube. Tech Examined. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great. Doing great. I really appreciate you having me on for this first episode. And what could go wrong might go wrong. And you know what? I want to be that guy that's here.
Yeah. I want to be able to blame you for problems we have.
You are more than welcome to.
Awesome. Well, absolutely. That's the thing, guys. There may be things that you don't like, things you want to see changed. And this is the time to let me know about those things. I read through a ton of survey responses, and I think I implemented some decent things, not just in the stream, but overall, which, by the way, you can go to pimpmysetup.com/1 to see all the setups from episode number 1 with all the links to the products featured. Well, the links that they gave me, at least. So definitely go do that. Check it out. That's one of the things that I've changed, but we're going to have problems, and you're just going to have to let me know what you think. I tried to implement what I could, but I'm going to look at the comments of this video and go from there. We're live every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube. Hope to see you there. And I stream every day on Twitch. Tune in, watch. It's a good time. Anyways, let's just get right into it. First, setup of the day submitted by Francisco. He's 17 years old, and he uses his setup for gaming, work, school, and entertainment. And before we just dive into it, he did say the reason his setup is this way is because his TV aligns with his bed. Even though it might not look like it in the pictures, my arm does not bang against the PC, so it is comfortable. There's about 3 inches of space between the keyboard and my PC. And what I have to say to that is 3 inches actually a lot, guys? I'm just wondering. For personal. Anyways, so now that we know that, we are going to dive into his setup. Let's hear it. First thoughts, Mike.
First thoughts, super clean setup. And I love the Star Wars theme. Now, again, it's not for everybody, but I love it because I am a huge Star Wars fan. So that's my first impressions when I look at the setup. Boom. Mm-hmm. I mean, that is super clean. It looks great. And, you know, the theme isn't for everyone. And that's fine. It doesn't need to be. It's yours.
Sure.
And I tell you, it's just a super clean look right off the bat. Everything is organized, and there's a lot on the shelves, but it doesn't look cluttered at the same time. It's like everything has its place. So that's my first impressions.
Okay. And I mean, first thing we're going to do now is just dive to the undergrounds, the underneath section, the belly of the beast, because I want to say in the past, I've been hard on cable management. You know what? I'm more mature now, and you know what I think about cables? Who cares, right? I'm not saying that they need to be, you know, super well kept or that they need to be a rat's nest. I think there's a nice balance in between. I always said it's okay to see cables, but I'm at the point now where it's like, sometimes it's actually better to just let them hang and do their thing. If it's not, for instance, with your microphone, a problem I had for a while is interference. So you got to be careful with, you know, getting some electrical waves to go through your microphone. You start getting feedback and all that. Not only that, sometimes you don't have a long enough cable. So all I'm going to say is we're not going to go as hard on cables, but that's okay. Because Francisco said, it's all good, baby. And he went hardcore with the IKEA Signum, which you can use code swashin for 0% off at IKEA. And I got to say, I don't know what you think, Mike, but I think his wire management is super clean.
Yeah. Why didn't you tell that to me before we started the show?
Well, it's a new me, you know?
Okay. Hold on. Okay.
Oh God.
Don't say, no, I'm joking.
Oh God.
No, honestly, I think the cable management looks great. And of course, even though he said in the notes, having the PC next to the monitor, I mean, that helps keep a cleaner look with the wires.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have as many, as far to go, not running down from the bottom, having to figure out where to run them along the leg or just have them wrapped up in it alongside there. So yes, I mean, actually the cable management looks absolutely awesome. And I agree with you when it comes to using something like the Signum, it's perfect. And keep in mind that when you need to change something out, it's that much easier to get to where you need to if it's not all wrapped up. If that's not your thing.
Sure.
It's just more work in the long run. And this is actually, I actually give this a big thumbs up, how he ran that. I think everything looks awesome on that.
Well, I agree with what you said regarding, the cables are easier when the computer's right there, but I do have a little bit of a beef. I'm trying not to be like a super hateful guy, but like Francisco, you're kind of pissing me off. I'm not going to lie. Looking at the PC, I really think you could have moved it more. Now, granted, like you said, the TV is in that position because your bed is right over there. I get that. And it is a hard thing with the way they have the shelves and whatnot. There's a balance. You don't want the TV too high, blah, blah, blah. But man, put the PC on the floor. And again, that is going to complicate things with your cable management. But at the end of the day, you can't tell me. I know you said 3 inches of space seems to be a lot and it's comfortable, but that's got to be annoying, man. That's got to be really annoying. I mean, can you imagine sitting there and your PC is literally right up against your left hand? Yeah.
I mean, you know what? And that is also one of my other suggestions about moving it to the floor, because then you can get a larger monitor.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, you get to the point where you ultimately would like to have more space on your monitor, and moving that to the floor would allow you to expand the monitor and get something just a little bit larger.
Sure.
And maybe have some space for those speakers, because putting those speakers down sideways like that.
Well, look at the photo, the third photo, where his keyboard is. It's basically perfectly in line with those speakers. So laying them on the side, I understand in certain situations, but there it's like you don't even see the speakers in the third photo because they're like at the same height as the keyboard. Playing music for your fingers. Am I right?
Right.
So go ahead.
And also looking at the setup, what's the thing to the right of the bottom right corner of the TV? Is that the cable box?
Could be a couple of things.
I was looking at it. I didn't know if it was an interface, if it was, or whatever, but
could be a modem.
Yeah, it looks just like it's kind of, I mean,
great question. Maybe he'll let us know.
TV. Yeah. So that's another, everything is clean, but then you got that, and might be a good spot to put your Xbox controllers right there to kind of hide it a little bit.
Yeah. Overall, though, I think this setup is bowler. It's, oh, you good?
No, I saw you flash on the.
Yeah, I did that on accident.
Everybody look.
Yeah, so the theme is great. The layout, I think, is fine if the PC was on the floor. I understand people say no to the PC on the floor. Some people think that's the only place for the PC. At the end of the day, he's got a lot of space under there. He can move the subwoofer, and then that will give him space to put the speakers standing up. And overall, you don't need a bigger monitor if you don't want it. That's actually, for some people, they prefer that. It might be a high refresh rate monitor for gaming. Whatever the case is, the balance is there. You could make this work with slight adjustments. But for the most part, I would say, all things considered, 17 years old, gaming, work, school, and entertainment, boom.
It's killer.
Great.
Plenty of room to work, too.
Yeah. So with that said, we're not doing scores. That's another thing. People wanted it. Some people didn't. I think it's up to you. At the end of the episode, we will be getting a poll going for you to decide who has the best setup. So moving on to, in my opinion, I almost died because I'm so nervous. In my opinion, the best of the episode. Oh, God. Sergei, 32 years old, uses his setup for architecture CAD and his Plex server, which I would assume he uses to consume media at this insane setup. I mean, geez, look at this. So, I mean, we're going to go through all 6 photos here real quick. Ready? This one, gorgeous. Closer look at the setup. I mean, look at that. PC on the floor, tons of space, usability, out of sight, like, oh my God. Even a closer look, so good. Straight on. I mean, symmetry on point, just insane. Further back looks so good, and underneath is super clean. Got little mouse tubes there.
Yeah.
Get it? It's like, the mice run through the tubes, like a play tube, like you're at McDonald's in the Playhouse. Anyways, so Mike, first impressions, what do you think?
I've got OMG. Are we looking at a furniture catalog or like some sort
Feels like it.
That's exactly what it felt like. There isn't a bad placement of anything in this shot that you're showing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has a place and it's perfectly set up.
Yeah.
That was my first impressions when I looked at this.
You know what? The color tones here, and like, I'm not trying to be an interior designer. No. I don't care about that, but whoa.
Yeah.
Like this, like you said, magazine. I want the color codes to Benjamin Moore for everything going on here. The art up above for the above the TV. I love the little enclosure too for holding the TV with the LEDs built in. That also you kind of duplicated over to the PC setup that has LEDs. I mean, it is just so fine tuned. And I mean, I will say, Cookie brought up in the chat, you need to dust the PC. That is something that I would probably do. Definitely a little bit of dust buildup. But all things considered, I mean, yeah, people don't like printers. I don't blame you for putting the one printer on the floor. But
yeah, just hiding it.
Yeah. Some people might say it's a little too minimalist. Some people might say he's missing out. But if you really look at it at its core, he's got a lot of stuff going on, and it doesn't feel like it.
Right. But you know what, though? Here's the thing that some people may miss. I mean, not that you would miss it, but what I realized, this isn't just a room. This isn't just an office where the desk is. This is his living room.
Yeah.
So you're a little bit not tied to the idea of showing all your pop vinyls everywhere, lined up all under the monitor. You've got a shelf here with, all your whatever it is that you're into on there. No, this is your living room. So you kind of don't want it to pull your eye away when you're watching TV. So
sure,
the minimal setup, he does have some pop vinyls there, the shelves, the bamboo behind the monitor. I mean, everything it gives the same look as the TV. And I think that's exactly what he went for. And again, this has to work with the room.
Mm-hmm.
So it's way far above my level of interior design.
Yeah. I mean, if you look around the entire room, you're going to see little things, little details you might not even notice, like how he's running cables and it blends perfectly into the wall.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, the nice little shelves, and he's got a lot of greenery, that's for sure. Definitely adds a little bit of spice, because think about it, remove that, you're losing a pop of green and it just kind of falls a little flat, but this works. And you know what? When you look for this wallpaper on his TV, when you look for that, you're probably typing in minimalist wallpaper, flat color wallpaper, and that is exactly what his setup is. Flat color, it's minimalist. It's got such great tones. It just feels homey. Like I could see myself sitting there enjoying a movie and being like, this is it. This is the life, And
that cable management, next level.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of time and patience that it took to do this, insane. Now, I went through this with my setup. Matt remembers, because I would send him pictures all the time, be like, hey, Matt, look what I did. You should be proud of me. Even though I never submitted my setup because it was never done. This could be an issue when replacing something.
100%.
So it's not all butterflies and rainbows and unicorns. When it comes to removing things, this is going to be next level removing things too.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, which is why Matt, with the idea, which I totally agree with, is that, listen, you love to have that, but sometimes depending on your type of person that you are, if you're replacing things, I mean, that's a weekend project just to get your cables sorted in this particular setup.
100%.
But you know what? If it works for you, that's your choice.
Yeah.
So
overall, I think this is breathtaking.
This might be the best of the season.
Yeah. I mean, best of 2021. I'm already calling it. I already put it in. I'm getting the trophy made. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be a whole ceremony, but I would just love to see more of it. I think if he did like a video tour on YouTube, this thing would go viral. So
it would.
Just putting it out there. But all right.
And I can't believe that you actually have me on this show that has this one.
I know. You're going to go down in YouTube history. It's going to be the most viewed episode. Calling it now. That it won't. Okay. Don't worry. It won't. There's no pressure here. Anyways, next setup of the day submitted by Hayden. He's 16. Uses his setup for gaming, music production, and watching sports. He also built the night table, headphone stand, and phone stand. Congratulations. Anyways. So, all right. Looking at this there's like a couple things that right away you're like, what? And you're also like, oh. So first thing, we have something going on here. We have a zip line for action figures with this cable. And then over here we have literally every accessory known to man, 13 controllers, 64 remotes. But he has a really cool custom headphone stand. So give it up again for Hayden.
Yeah.
Woo!
2 headphones.
Yeah. Wow. Technically he lied when he said it was a headphone stand. It is a headphones stand. So anyways, what are your first impressions?
To what you said, listen, the desktop looks great. I love the wood, the natural look. That looks awesome. And you've certainly got a lot going on there when it comes to the multiple TVs or monitors, whatever it is you're using that top one for. You've got everything that you need to the right there on the table. I mean, even though you've got storage underneath the desk, but you know what? I don't know what you use the remotes for. And like you said, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
So, that kind of draws my eye away from the setup. I mean, the setup is pretty darn clean. Looks like you've got things on there that you use, and you've got a little bit of style on there. So that was my first impressions and look at it before even looking at any other picture.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's really, if I look, the photo I'm looking at right now, if I just looked at this, I would say, damn, that is a pretty nice, clean setup. He's got himself different accessories that are useful, but they're not cluttering the desk. And he's got a little bit of greenery in there. I don't know about the top monitor. I don't know what that's actually for, if it's a TV for gaming or I don't know.
I'd like to see it on.
Yeah. And I think it's a little, I don't know, with it being that small, it looks like it'd be better not there at all. But I don't know what the room's like. I don't know the situation. But under the desk, he's got a Signum. So there we go. Nice. But it's clean. I think this is a good example of, some people would say this could be tidied up and, you could really, like the last setup, you could put it through the tubes, flex, have a little hidden wall thing. But no, this is good. Because like you said, if he needs to change out a cable, we see the Velcro and he could easily switch it out. 1, 2, 3.
Right. And I thought at first the idea of maybe you should take those cables and put them behind the power strip. But again, it falls back to the idea of you're going to have to spend quite a few minutes on your back underneath behind the power strip trying to get those undone. So leaving it where it's at, it's probably the best case scenario because it's reachable should you need to change it or move it.
100%. Cookie, this stool we're looking at is quite literally, yes, a stool. It's normally for sit-stand desks and you lean forward and it kind of helps, like, you work on your core a little bit as you're working. It's just it's like a hipster chair basically. So yeah, exactly.
That's too much work for me.
So looking at this setup though, there's not a lot on the wall. There's Mexico 2019, which is cool, but
plates. Yeah.
Yeah. I really think there's not a lot there. And I know in the past, some people, they want stuff on the wall. They think I should talk about personality. Other people, no. Here's the thing. I would like to see more on the wall. If he doesn't want more on the wall, then so be it. But I think he would benefit from a little bit of color, a little bit of personality. And yeah, I think having 2 Alex drawers and still having all that stuff on that side table, like you said, it's just, I wonder what those look like on the inside. I mean, they're probably packed to the top.
Packed to the, I know mine are.
Yeah. Well, it's a catch-all, right? That's all it is.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but I tell you what, you know what? They're putting their picture on here for you to talk about and to evaluate and to make it better. So pictures on the wall, what it is that you like. You're a hockey fan, a Capitals fan, a football fan. I can't tell who that is on the left corner. You're an Office fan. If something that you think is cool, different, hang it on the wall. Don't be afraid. Shelves too, if you want to put
definitely
something like that on the shelves. So
yeah, you put your trophy up there that you have on the side table.
Yeah, right there. There you go.
So yeah, and you can mount the remotes under the desk. A lot of people do that, right?
Yeah.
The little sticky Velcro and
Velcro.
Call it a day. But also the stand that you have for your mic, you just get one, $10 off Amazon that clamps to your desk. Bada bing, bada boom. You're all set and ready to go. That's what I would do.
You're done.
So
I agree.
Any final thoughts for Hayden?
Like you said, I love the 2 drawers. I think it's good. You got places to put things. You could probably put more in there, hopefully. Yeah, I want to know what that screen is above the monitor.
Same.
That's still on there, but overall, very badass setup, and it looks like you definitely use it.
For sure.
So.
All right. Next setup of the day, submitted by Scott. He's 24 years old. He uses his setup for work, gaming, and self-learning computer science. Hell yeah, brother. Let's see. He said, yes, the leg under the desk is slanted for a good reason. I love when people say that, but they don't tell you the reason because there is no reason. And he also said his personality is not having one. So again, we talked about this before. Okay, if that's how you feel, then so be it. And by all means, I do think there is a bit of a theme here. Looking at the pegboard, it's like, wow, that's cool. That's, this guy does stuff. I don't know what the stuff is, but I'm starting to get the vibe.
I know.
Oh, what is it?
I know. Took me a little bit, but those bins to the right there, the little
keycaps
things. Keycaps.
Yeah.
You already know.
Well, I figured because of the keyboard there. But
yeah, I ain't telling you something you don't already know. You know what? I'm out.
Yeah. What I'm talking about though is like for an average person looking at this setup, they're not going to be like looking at this overall photo and they're like, this guy likes keyboards,
Yeah, right.
So you could tell, like, especially by the lamp, you're like, this guy likes to tinker with things. He's a creative mind, right? But let's talk about it. I mean, this setup, the color scheme, this is what they go for now. The minimalist, the dark tones with the nice rich wood. And he's got the little vinyl flooring thing on the floor for his chair, which I think is cool. Nice little foot stand, long tabletop. We like them long. Nice computer case. The NZX TH1 or something like that. The monitor, everything looks really clean. I mean, there's not a lot going on here, except for the fact, and I don't know your thoughts on this, but the whole let's only look at one speaker thing kind of creeps me out.
I have that in my notes.
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right. So like you said, first impressions when I looked it up, big setup, super clean, almost too clean. Maybe a pick of the left side, if you're able to.
Yeah.
Like what's going on over there, but whatever. Show off a hobby, something that you like to do. I know that you said that your personality is no personality, but it is what it is. But
yeah.
The pegboard is cool, with the bins hanging your headphones up there, maybe some more up there. But again, I'm arguing with someone that wants to be a minimalist, and do that. But that's just my first impressions. I think it looks good. It's super clean, but it's I wouldn't throw that setup out if someone gave it to me.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. The cable management is clean, which is huge with a desk like that with such a big opening. I think symmetry would be huge for this setup. I know you don't have it with your monitors necessarily, although down the road you could always add another one. The pegboard going, another one on the left side would look really cool. Kind of balance it out, adds a little bit of a warmer tone, a little brighter tone there. But again, this isn't about colors and, trying to look like a magazine. At the end of the day, he's sitting down, he's using the setup, and guess what? It's functional. He's obviously enjoying it, and it looks great. I'm sure a lot of people out there wish their setup could be this empty because having that extra desk space at times is super useful, especially if he's working on a keyboard. He has the space to work on it, which is huge. So I give him props there. I do think though, like the other speaker going missing I would assume behind this monitor is a little worrisome. I would look at bringing that back, but overall the slanted desk leg, I hope that's not because there's something going on, a warp or some sort of stability issue that is being reinforced by a slanted leg. But
I don't know.
But you do you, I guess.
It's probably
also,
the weight of the monitors.
Yeah, there's something going on here. We're going to get down to it. We're going to find out. He's in the chat. Scott, what's going on with the slanted leg? Tell us.
While we're waiting for him to do that, this picture you have up right now of the back, you can see the speaker sitting back there.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that when I looked at it originally. But you know what I was going to say? I was once sent a really cool box from the amazing people at Swiffer, which is something you should invest in because you could dust your monitors, your speakers, and all that.
Yes.
Obviously, not every day we're going back there and doing it. But if you're going to send a photo, just get out your nice extendable Swiffer or the short one and just, you know what I'm saying? They're not sponsoring me, but you know what? You never know. Anyway, Scott said it's just slanted. In order for the plate on the leg to be flush with the desk, it has to be slanted. I feel like maybe you did something wrong. I don't, right? I've done a lot of the Adil's legs and I never had an issue with that. Or the Olav, the extendable one.
I didn't even notice it was slanted, to be honest with you.
Well, when you start looking at it, it looks like Michael Jackson kicking his leg out, at the end of a dance. So You start to realize it. And he said that the webcam is for testing purposes. That's why it's all the way back here. So that's all you needed to know. But yeah, honestly, you know, Scott, we're just kind of pulling your leg here. It's an awesome setup. The chair is very cool. And I mean, come on, this is great, right?
Can you go to the shot under the desk real quick? I kind of want to, I don't know if he put this in the notes or not. I don't think he did. What's the thing over there in the back by the clamp that looks like it's screaming, hanging down there, and the cable is dying to reach where it needs to reach to?
That is first off, Cookie just said pulling his slanted leg. That is hilarious.
Yes.
But he did put that in the notes. He said, I have a USB switch mounted underneath to switch between computers for testing. I don't know if it's really mounted though. It just looks like
it looks like it's hanging.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what? This is it right here. Not the clamp. Towards the front of the desk, that's the mounted thing. But then
I'm talking back there.
Yeah, so that's just a cable from the hub.
Yeah. Stick that up there. Stick that up against the back of the top of the thing.
Do something and don't because what you're doing is you're putting some stress here on this on this cable.
Yeah. But you know what? Besides that, like you said with the cable management, I love how it's in the back.
Yeah.
It's out of sight, out of mind. Now he even took the time to tie them up.
Yeah.
And to do that. And you know what? That's actually going to be nice if you do need to change something out. Very accessible. So
sure.
Other than that, I'm just nitpicking at this point because there really is not much to complain about or nitpick on the setup. You know, I mean, again, if your style is to keep it clean, it's awesome. I don't think you can go wrong.
Yeah. And you know what? He's obviously getting swole. He's got a dumbbell over there on the floor. So I don't want to keep talking because you know what? He's obviously doing good. But I love the keyboard. I really do. I want to get into that. I want to try making my own keyboard at some point. Maybe I'll do that.
That's pretty cool.
But overall, great job.
Great setup. Yeah.
Yeah.
So awesome.
All right. So he said, damn it, I knew you would see that. Of course I saw that. By the way, guys, right now, I just put a link in the chat. If you're watching live, if you're not, you need to tune in every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But vote for your favorite setup of the day. This is the final one right here. So keep that in mind when you're voting. We'll look at that after this. First off, Oskar is 24 years old. Video editing, drawing, music production, and gaming. My guy does it all. He also has something that I have. One of those nice little plaques in the back. All right. I feel intimidated, but I won't let it show. Really, this setup has got, first off, I feel like I did a line of cocaine and then just looked the wall, just sending me to a whole nother dimension. And then I'm looking at the whiteboard. I'm like, this guy maybe is doing drugs too. I don't know. It's very creative, different.
Anything wrong with that?
And he's got a naked man. I probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't zoom in too much on there, but got a naked man on the desk. So knowing that, we're going to talk about his additional information in a second. But what are your initial thoughts?
First impressions is this has a lot. There's a lot here.
Yeah.
It's first off, I think it's cool that you have a sit stand desk. You know, you don't see a whole lot of those with setups or they're usable. This looks like he does a lot, you know, like he said in the notes, of course, you know, without even looking at the notes, this dude's busy.
Yeah.
With the digital sketch pad, he's got editing going on, you know, he's definitely busy. You know, it's tough to minimalize with the wallpaper. It's fine. He's got the cool foam behind it, which will help with audio or if he's online or whatnot. But yeah. For first impressions, there's a lot here, but it's not in a bad way. It's everything is usable and it's needed to be there.
100%. So real quick, the additional information he provided is that the graphics tablet on the desk is a screen tablet, but he doesn't use it to avoid having to be hunched over like the Hunchback of Notre Dame or Notre Dame. I don't know. Am I going to get yelled at here? Yeah. So he also said he tried attaching the power strips to the bottom of the desk with double-sided tape, but they fell off after a couple of days. So there you go. I get it now why he has the naked man there. It's literally just for drawing and stuff. But it makes me feel
uncomfortable,
scared. Yeah. I get it though. And really look at the storage he has here underneath for all of his markers and all of his books, stuff like that. I love seeing because it's on the desk, it's taking up space, but it really looks cooler than just leaving the stuff laid out or putting it under your desk. You need it. It needs to be accessible. Right. And so he put it there. And it paid off. It works really nice.
What is that thing to the left of the keyboard? I don't know if it's a gaming keypad.
That's for macros.
Okay, that thing is intense. Like if I could get one of those for editing.
Oh yeah. They're affordable.
That is epic.
Yeah, it's
like,
from Razer.
I need to do some research on that because that's it. That's cool.
I love it. I mean, that's the thing. We talked about it before. There's a lot of purpose here, but behind every item, there's a reason that it's there. He's not just putting stuff to have stuff, you know, like these books over here on the right side, they're there because I would imagine
he uses them.
He's using it. And then he's got like his audio interface. He's got some pencils and pens, his USB hub right there. Again, some people might look at that and be like, really? Put that on your desk. I don't need to see that. But obviously he needs to have access to it often. He needs to plug USB stuff in. And so he has it there so he can use it. Now I did see someone was talking about underneath, and again,
it's busy.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You have a sit stand desk. Your battle with cable management just literally times a million.
Yep.
Super hard. It is the most annoying thing to deal with. You need to make sure you have super long cables because no matter what you do, even if it's mounted to the underside of the desk, you're still dealing with the length issue, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I don't know how often he's actually going up and down. I found when I had a sit stand desk, I mean, I was also 300 pounds at the time. I didn't really find myself going up and down too often. Literally, it was just always down. Just like my outlook on life. But overall, I don't hate this because they just need to be mounted. If they were mounted with something stronger like hot glue or literally any other option, it wouldn't look as bad. You
know what? The first thing, now I'm actually looking to do this. I'm getting a sit stand desk.
Okay.
I'm going to build a tabletop. The first thing I am going to do is I'm going to mount the power strip under the desk. And I know he said he tried to use double-sided tape. You need to clamp that bad boy up, or you need to go get one that actually has a place to be able to put in, and you can screw it in, and then you do the little clamps and slide it over. That's what you got to do. No, that's not going to be held up by double-sided tape. But I agree with you with the idea, specifically because this is a sit-stand desk. That is not easy to deal with. And being the kinder, gentler Mike, I totally understand why. It's, you know what? You tie it together, the desk goes up, something pulls out. You're, what the hell am I looking for? Sometimes it's not worth it. It needs to be that. And besides, I'm going to tell you right now, my boy is probably a little busy with over 100,000 subs on YouTube, making bank.
It's true.
He ain't got time to do the cables. So I got to bow to the man.
Yeah.
About him.
So obviously, like Cookie just said, use a server power strip. They have holes to screw into the desk. Yeah. I mean, a lot of power strips, they have the mounting holes, but at the end of the day, if you're using double-sided tape, it's probably because you don't want to put holes in. You don't want to do anything super permanent. So I understand that it is also under your desk. So it's okay to have some, holes that you don't use anymore if you change your mind. But at the end of the day, apparently a lot of EU power supplies don't have those screws. Okay. That's actually good to know. Thank you for letting me know, because here, every single one, I'm pretty sure, has the mounting holes.
Americans.
But there's also the really long power strips that are like 12 outlets. You just pop it up under your desk, screw it in, makes life easier. But you could do hot glue. There's a lot of different solutions. I've used double-sided sticky tape. I've had some luck, and I've had some just completely full out on me, and it's super annoying. So under my desk right now, I'm not lying, I have a power strip that gave up. The sticky tape just said no, and so it's dangling, and I have to fix that. I don't feel like it because, I just don't want to do anything super permanent, but I think I need to. So you live and you learn. But looking at this photo, again, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of creativity, which I like. He's got a little snack and a little drink, so congratulations. But overall, the vibe is cool. The LED lights add a lot. It's hard when you have the need for more than one monitor, but you also have monitors, your speakers. So you're kind of blocking it. You're kind of not. It really depends on how you look at it. Like when you're standing, which the one photo, it's nice seeing it standing. I guess no matter what, it's going to block it because it's mounted. Although, no.
When it's down, they're standing on the, no, he's got the monitor down. He pulled the monitor down.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, something's not right, but it makes sense now. I mean, that is definitely, you're kind of like Scott from earlier. You don't care about that speaker, I guess. Just cover it up. No need for it. I would like to see that adjusted, but how do you really do it other than keeping your monitor super low, like in the one photo?
Right.
Kind of defeats the purpose.
I mean, if he's doing something where he needs to listen, then you pull the monitor down. If you get to the point where you're standing and you don't want it, you're not like this looking at the monitor. You can pick it up as you're standing to do the edit. So little function over, purpose, kind of like, I think it works.
Yeah.
I think it works.
I think it's just hard when you're, because not that I'm saying I'm the same as him, but I do deal with the whole, like, I'm creative. So I'm always doing different kinds of things, and I need a lot of monitors. I need speakers and like just different accessories on the desk, and it becomes a lot. And it really, no matter what you do, there's no easy way to set it up and have it look good or be completely 100% functional. I have Yamaha HS8s in my closet that I cannot use at this setup because I just do not have room for them. I am just surrounded by monitors and gear. And so when I finally move, I'm 100% starting with those and working around them because I miss them. I miss having big ass speakers, just playing music. I mean, it's just hard to really find a balance. And you know that too, Mike. Like you have a lot of gear and stuff, and finding that balance is really hard.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely something you gotta decide what it is that you're gonna do and how you're gonna do it and what works best for you.
Yeah.
So,
well, do you have any final thoughts for our boy Oskar?
Overall, I think the setup, is busy, but it's busy because it's being used. So you can't knock that. There's some room there to do what you need to do, and that's all you need. And I'm not sure if he has storage anywhere else, but again, if you do, probably, but if not, you have there what you're using, and he's using it on a daily basis. It's a perfect setup.
Yeah, I think that's what people seem to overlook. It's like, I would change this. I don't like this. But at the end of the day, the guy's using it. He's obviously doing a lot every day with, his YouTube channel, whatever. So it's really not about looking beautiful. It's about working. It's got to be functional. He's cutting in close to that door with his desk, but he has to. He probably has nowhere else in his room that works.
Right.
So, little things like the whiteboard, I would say move it elsewhere. But you know what? That's him drawing. That's his motivation. It works. The wall's crazy, but it works,
Exactly.
So,
yep, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. And you're stuck with the wallpaper. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. All right. Well, guys, before we head on out, did everyone, here we go. What? No one voted. Guys, you have to vote right now.
Oh, wait. There it is. It voted.
Well, there's only 5 people voting.
Oh, come on, people.
We have 83 people watching. Everyone go vote.
We can't leave until you vote. We are not leaving. Well, I got something to do, but Matt's not leaving until I'm joking.
I'm never leaving. Come on, guys, go vote live right now. We're gonna see what people think. Who has the best setup?
Go through them real quick. Some people are like, "Hey, remind us," because maybe we.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Straw poll doesn't have the option to add images to each answer. So this is Oskar, as we know.
Hey, Oskar.
This is Scott.
What's up, Scott?
This is Hayden. This is Sergei. And this is Francisco. So there we go. I'm sorry, guys. I did not show the setups before. I just assumed that you guys have like picture memory.
Francisco.
Yeah. So Francisco, Sergei, Hayden, Scott,
Francisco,
Oskar.
I'm just gonna say that the whole time. Francisco.
Yeah, it sounds like that's all you're gonna say. Here we go. We're starting to get some votes. 25 votes.
There we go, bad boy. Yeah. Come on.
29 votes. Let's go. Let's get the votes in. 77 people watching right now. We need to know who.
Yeah, seriously.
Wins.
What the heck, man? I mean, there's 83 is watching. You're not even giving the thumbs up, for Pete's sake.
Yeah. God.
This is where Mike's getting.
So, yeah, I mean, this is actually pretty surprising. No offense to Scott, but I can't even believe that he got 10 votes. Like, no, what I mean is, like, compared to Sergei, I mean,
yeah.
Like, bro,
right?
Sergei is top tier. That's just how I feel. Let us know, though, if you're watching on YouTube later.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
Well, yeah, if you're watching live, you got to vote. But if you're watching after the fact, leave it in the comments. Why do you think Sergei or Scott has the better setup? No offense to Oskar, Francisco, or Hayden. The battles between the top two, Sergei and Scott. Why do you think so-and-so has the best setup? Let us know in the comments. And let us know your thoughts on the episode. Again, things are going to change. We're going to evolve. It's going to get better. But for now, that's basically it for episode number 1. So if you had to choose, Mike, who's your favorite of the day?
Sergei.
Yeah? That was quick.
Sergei. And you know what? I will be in the comment section too.
Nice.
Keeping it clean.
Got it.
If anybody doesn't agree, I'd be more than happy to chat with you if you got ideas. You know,
Let's
I
hear
will
it.
help out and help pump up that comment section. But we went a long diatribe. I went long diatribes about the setups.
Yeah.
Because I made notes. I've got a page of notes. I spent 2 hours doing this today because I type slow.
Yeah, it was only 100 words, but man, you can't find the letters on the keyboard, you know?
No.
It's hard.
I can't type. So,
All right.
anyway.
Well, that's awesome. I think I didn't realize that we probably went a little long on certain setups, I guess, because we're at like 40 minutes of the raw recording.
crap.
So we're going to end it here. 85 people watching. Thanks, everyone watching. We are going to stick around for a post show, a after show, whatever you want to call it. So tune in every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. You could hang out with us. I don't know why that turned out. Okay, so yeah, at the end of the day, Sergei is going to win with 56.41% of the vote. If you want to submit your setup, go on over to pimpmysetup.com. And if you want to check out all the products in the setups that we featured today, then go to pimpmysetup.com/1. That's it. That's all you have to type. You'll see everything you need, and that's going to do it. Guys, thank you for watching this episode of Pimp My Setup. Thanks to Mike Panetta for joining us. Check him out, Tech Examined on YouTube. He's got a video of a phone falling on him. You got to check it out. It's coming out soon.
Coming up.
Yeah, so there we go. We'll see you next week.